Hello and welcome to BIM in Revit tutorials. This will be a series of tutorials on modeling the roof structure in Revit. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to model roof rafters. I also want to show you a trick on how to cut and join rafters. After this tutorial there will be a tutorials on how to model buttons and counter buttons as well as other roof elements. So we will finally finish with a tutorial on how to calculate the quantities and number of all roof elements. Before you start modeling the roof structure, it is important to first model the roof using roof tool with all layers and to determine the thicknesses of the layers. And we will use that roof as a reference for the roof construction that we will model. That's going to make our job much easier. Here you can see I already modeled and prepared the roof, and here you can see the dimensions and thicknesses of all roof layers. And now I will show you how to do that practically. It's much easier to show than to theoretically explain. Alright, from structure we will choose the beam system, and using reference plan we will select the surface, and on that surface we will draw the boundary lines. We just need to make sure that the boundary lines is closed. Using beam direction, I choose in which way our beams will be positioned, and now you can see. From here you can choose do you want maximum spacing, or do you want other solution. I will choose the maximum spacing here, and I already have prepared the beams, the structure framing here. The dimensions of the beams are 1260 is to 1216, and now changing the boundaries, you can change the surface where the structure framing will be modeled. Later I will show you how to cut and join the rafters. So that's the reason I made the surface of the structure framing bigger than the roof is. Okay, and this is the reason why I model the roof, because now I will use the roof I already modeled as a reference to move the rafters on their position. Okay. You just need to select the structure system, beam system, and now I will move the boundary of the structure framing in the line with roof. You see? Okay. And from here I hide the roof so you can see the roof structure clearly. Now I will change the framing beam system boundary here. Okay. I will use this line here as a reference. Okay. And I will just make sure to make the room boundaries closed. Okay. This part of the roof rafters is ready. Now I will go to section. So I will select the beam system, and using mirror tool I will create the same rafters on other side of the roof. You can see here. All right. And now I will create the other part of the roof structure using the reference plane. I select the surface, and now here you can see that the beam direction is already selected here. You can see here. That means the beams are going to go in this direction. And from here I will choose the roof rafters I already created. Just the distance between rafters. Okay. Alright, now I will use this section to create symmetrical. I need to select the beam system. Okay. I will rename it. Okay. And using mirror tool, I will create a symmetrical rafters on other side. I duplicate the beam system name because later I will make a tutorial about how to create the buttons and counter buttons, and I will use this place elements tool to create presentations, and in that way in this way creating the different names of the beam systems, it's going to be easier for me to create that presentation. It's very important in Revit to know what are you going to do later, and in which way you are going to use your model. Okay, now here we had a problem. I will separate the surface of the beam system in this part here where our two roofs are joined. All right, and now I will create the beam systems and move them on the rafters position. Okay, and now they are in right position. Okay, you can see from 3D view more clearly our rafters are ready now. We just need to create a valley rafters. This part here I will delete. Okay, now I will go on 3D view and create a valley rafters. By choosing the 3D, I will go on other view where our roof is visible. Okay, and by clicking we need to choose the floors. Okay, and now our valley rafters are ready. I will just make some corrections here. Our end and start parts of the valley rafters should be lower. All right. It should be, yes, okay. The other valley rafter is the same. Okay, now it's okay. I will do just a small correction here. Okay, now it's ready. The other rafter is the same. All right. All right. And the valley rafters are ready too. Now we are going to cut the rafters and to join them. Now you can see to select this part here, I use the isolate tool and I isolate this part. Okay. Now I need to rafters to intersect with other with rafters on other side. So later when we cut them, we are going to have the very good join part here. Now you can see it's changing the surface of the beam system. We change the length, the dimensions of the rafters. Okay. I will do same with this part of the rafters here. Okay. By changing the boundary. All right. I made a small correction here. Okay. Now it's I will just copy the now I will just copy the rafters from other side. Okay, now it's the same. The rafters are in the same position. And since this is ready, we can go to cutting the rafters. But before that, I will need to prepare this reference lines here. I use the reference plans here, and just to show you how I did that. Okay. I will create some reference plans on this valley rafters. The reason I model the reference plans is I need them for cutting the roof rafters. Later I will show you how to do that. Okay, using mirror tool I will copy this reference plans on other side, and I just need the reference plans on the top of the roof here, and also I need one reference plan on this side here. Okay, and now you can see how to cut by clicking on rafter and then on reference plane, selecting multiply cutting. You can cut more than one rafter. Okay, the same is here. We first click on the rafter and then on reference plane where we want to cut the rafter. Okay, now I will show how to do all other rafters. Okay, the steps are the same for all other rafters. You click the using cut tool. First you need to click on rafter and then on reference plane where you want the rafter to be cutted. Here you can see the very good join point with valley rafters. Okay. Here we have a small problem. I think here the problem is the length of this rafter. Our reference plan is going to separate this rafter on the two symmetrical parts. Now we will unblock it and I will change the length of this rafter. So now when I cut it, we cut it, and here we have a very good joint part with valley rafter. Okay, from 3D view now you will see here we have very good joint parts. We will do the same with the top of the roof. Okay, here we have problem with the same problem with length of the rafter. Okay, I will change the surface of the beam system. I will do the same with other side. Before that I will cut these rafters from this side here. Okay, as you can see, using multiply cutting you can cut more than one rafter. Alright, the multiply cutting is turned on. Okay, I need to cut this part here, and now you can see we have very good joint points between rafters. Okay, I will do the same with these rafters here. And in this way we will have the construction, the rafters, and we can use them for presentations, and more important, we can calculate the number of rafters, and we can calculate their lengths and quantities of material. Okay, in the last tutorial, after I finished tutorials about creating other roof elements, I will show you how to calculate the quantities of materials for all roof elements and how to calculate even numbers of the rafters you need for this kind of roof. As you can see, you have 3D axonometric presentation ready, but beside that we have all other drawings ready, and as I said, the most important one of the most important things is to calculate the number of the rafters. Okay, as you could see from the section, I draw the reference plane, so I cut this part of the valley rafters here. And dear friends, this is all for this tutorial. Our rafters are ready now, dear friends, and this is all for this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and share my works with your friends and colleagues. In the next tutorial, I will continue with roof elements. See you in the next tutorial.